Good
Hello,
morning.
guys. Good morning.
How are you?
Wonderful. Happy, what are we on?
Uh,
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Awesome.
I know. I'm so excited you're here. So people are just now starting to hop on. Um,
Okay.
but I was just telling everybody that how I connected with you was that I'm in the beta influencers group with EXP.
Yes.
And they were bragging on and on about you, about how amazing you're
Really?
with social media. Oh yeah, you were a big hot topic.
Oh my
And
goodness.
yeah, I was really excited. And so they said, well, message her and she'll hop on one of your meetings. And so I'm super honored that you're here and excited. But what's even better is then I started following you on Instagram, and I thought you were a big deal on Instagram. And then I went on TikTok and I'm like,
Oh
holy
my
cow, because
God.
you have like 250,000 followers, I think, on Instagram, and then a half a
I
million
do.
on TikTok, which is insanity to me.
I
Um,
do. I do.
yeah, so I was really excited to see that. And I'll tell you what I'm actually most excited about. I know you have a great topic you're going to be talking about today, but so you don't really know me, but I've been in real estate for 30 years.
Okay.
And when I started in real estate, of course, we didn't have the internet. So, that's really making me feel old. But you actually talk a lot about, and I think you're going to talk about it today, about like kind of niche programs that are out there for home buyers, right? And
Uh, so tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that. Tell
well,
me.
some of what I saw is you were talking about the NACA program and
Oh
some of
yeah, and social, yes. Yes,
yes,
yes, yes.
and some of these other programs where buyers can get in for low down, no down, different stuff like that. And I used to sell a ton of HUD homes in the beginning because they had a program
Really?
back in the day where you could buy a house for $500 down.
Yes.
And
Now it's $100 down.
is
So
it
it's
a
still
hundred? Well,
there.
it's not in Well, we don't have many HUD homes in California right now, but it's that program. I sold a ton of houses from that program, and nobody wanted to mess with it. They're like, it's too complicated. Oh, I don't know, wah 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 wah. So anyway, I'll shut up. But where are you located out of? Where are you from?
Yeah, so I'm in Central Florida. I've been actually only practicing real estate license since 2020. I've done some investment since, while before that, but actually licensed in real estate in 2020. So what I've been able to do over this amount of time has been totally insane.
Yeah.
Definitely did not expect it. And honestly, got a lot of pushback and negative feedback from a lot of real estate professionals that were like, social media is dumb. Like, this doesn't work. Right. But in all actuality, I just kept pushing through. I felt like it was where I needed to be. I felt like that was my calling to reach, the world and help them realize their dreams through real estate. And it really turned into amazingness, is all I can say.
Wow. So only you've been 3 years, and you got in during the COVID year.
Yeah, yeah,
That
exactly.
is crazy.
And and not only that, I was working a full-time job as a senior project manager in healthcare. I had just had a newborn. She was my fourth child, right? And I was like in the middle of breastfeeding. I see there's a lot of women here, so we're all
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of I was just really into momming and just doing all that. Matter of fact, I got licensed like 1 week before I had her. And then at about 3 months after she was born, I decided to start getting on social because I couldn't get out and about. I just couldn't, right? So it just turned into amazingness. And truly, I came across as I want to educate people and just brought my real authentic self. And it really turned into something really great. So
I
I'm
love
excited to
that.
share with you today. I do have a presentation, so I want to share with you guys that. But super excited just to help you guys grow and learn.
Well, I love that so much. And when I first got into real estate, I had just had my son, who now is 28 years old, and just had his son. So it's pretty cool. So we're super excited to hear. So I'm going to shut up and let you do your presentation. You should be able to share the
Yay.
screen. Let me make sure.
Yep.
Yep. You can go
Let
ahead
me
and
get
share the
into it.
screen. Let's dive in.
Yes, so I'm super excited because this is going to be interactive. I want you guys to ask questions while we're going through this. This is for you. This is your time with me, so I'm excited to just help you. So this is about how to close your first 3 deals on social media. I help agents all across the country do this. I do this presentation a lot for a lot of different groups and teams. So excited to help you guys. So let's jump right into this now. So who am I? I kind of explained it to you guys. I kind of got ahead of myself, right? So I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 4. My youngest being 2 years old, she'll be 3 in August. I used to be a grocery store employee and then turned into a senior project manager and then turned into a realtor in 2020 and then got my broker's license this year just because of how much my business has expanded. Co-founder of BGW Home Team, and the CEO and founder of $1 Million Introvert Coaching Program, because believe it or not, I am an introverted person. I know a lot of people don't even believe that. I never did social media before this. So even if you're not doing social media today, all of this that I'm going to tell you can work for you and it can help you grow your business. And as I said, I'm an introverted person. So hence the name $1 Million Introvert just fit perfectly. Now, you may be wondering, like, why should you listen to me? Well, in less than 24 months, I had over 300 million views on all my videos across all platforms. And currently today, I get about 4.5 million views every 30 days just on Instagram alone. Okay. With my content that I push out, it's totally organic. What I do on social media, I've never bought a follower, I've never paid for ads or any of that stuff. So you can truly do this if you're just your true authentic self. And I'll share with you a bunch of great tips on that. So I have almost 1 million followers across all of my platforms. I get thousands of new leads every month. And I've partnered with a lender that helps me help clients across all 50 states. And I write about 25 or more pre-approved referral contracts every single month in my business. I generate over 7 figures in revenue. I get over $40,000 in brand deals every year. Really, it's probably more than that now. I did this presentation a while ago, but just being on social media has opened me up to so many things. Just because of that, I'm also a TV host for Emmy-nominated American Dream TV. I love doing that show. It gives me a chance in the Central Florida area to kind of showcase real estate, culture, lifestyle. So it's American Dream TV Selling Orlando. I'm also a book author and, of course, a keynote speaker for events like this and things. So, and now I get to coach people like you. So I'm super excited to be on this today. So I want you guys to throw a fire emoji in the chat right now if you are using social media today. And I'll give you a second to do that. So in any capacity at all, I don't care what it is. If you're using it, fire, fire, fire. And let me see what you got. Yes, yes. Alicia, good, good. Marguerite, yes, yes. Ron and Cindy, good, good, good. Julie, yes, yes, yes. All right. So let's go on with this. So I want you to put a sad face in the chat if you are only using Facebook for your business. And I want you to be honest. Don't have a TikTok account. Only post 1 to 5 times per week. Never post reels or TikToks with your face in it, and pay a company to handle your social media. And be honest with me. If you do any of these things, I want to see sad face in the chat right now. I see you, Julie. Thank you for that honesty. Ron and Cindy, yes. Melissa, yes. I'll take that. Marguerite, yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. So what that means is you guys are missing out on business. I'm going to be honest with you. If you're doing these things and not bringing your authentic self to the table, you are missing out on business. So I want to help you today with that. And hopefully you can take away some takeaways and start doing some of this in your business today. So before you start social media, what do you think your first step should be? And just throw out randomly whatever you think it is. What do you think your first step should be? Make a plan. I like that. I like that. Lipstick. I mean, I guess they have filters for that. Okay, they have filters for that. What else? What else? Anybody else know what you think? Know your audience. I like that. I like that. So here's the deal. Who is your avatar? I like that. Yep. So your first step should be, what's your why? Why are you doing this? Because at the end of the day, social media is hard just like any other lead generation source, right? But social media is a bit different in the fact that you're going to get people trolling you. And if you don't know what trolling means, it means people that are talking negatively about you, really being harsh about your content. Even when you're coming from a really great place, you'll have that. You have to get up at times when you don't want to get up and create content. But if you can do this the right way, you will realize that you will be able to replace every other lead generation strategy with this, okay? The number one thing you have to know is it cannot be about money. If everything that you do is about money, you will not be successful. You have to really go for what's going to serve people, and the money will come, right? But it can't be about money initially, because money is just, I don't know if you want to call it social contract, whatever you want to do, but it's really like something that doesn't matter as much in the grand scheme of things, other than what's coming inside of here. I don't know if you guys can see, but inside of your heart, why you're doing things is what's going to make it so important. So I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions. Number 1, why did you start real estate? So for me, I started because I wanted to really help the underserved community that did not understand homeownership. So Marguerite talked about, helping HUD buyers, right? Those are usually your first time home buyers, don't have a lot of money to put down, are really trying to get into homes as cheap as possible, and don't have a lot of spare money to spend. So I wanted to help that type of buyer, because I felt like even my own friends and family did not understand how to invest in real estate, right? And that kind of turned into what I have today. The other question is, how do you want to help others? How do you want to help others? I feel like those kind of go hand in hand, right? So I want to help people that don't understand how to buy and sell real estate. I want to help them learn how to do that easily and in ways that may not be as noticeable or as talked about as other ways, or the traditional ways, right? So again, Marguerite mentioned NACA. I talk a lot about that. And just because NACA is only served by
Police Department, we just finished traffic stop for speed coming down Belleville Road prior to this intersection. Hedge on laser at 58 miles an hour.
Perfect. Okay, so even though NACA does have their own NACA realtors, you can actually be a realtor for NACA clients, and they don't have to use a NACA realtor. A lot of people don't know that, and they actually have a presentation for NACA realtors that want to be a NACA realtor, or help NACA clients that don't want to sign up to be a NACA realtor. So you can still advertise products like this and still help clients. The other thing is, who will be impacted the most by your success? So for me, of course, that's my kids. That's my whole family. That's me. I get to kind of sit on the beach. I get to do whatever I want. And I have my business kind of working for me, right? It's all a whole process that kind of works now, that I've built, and that I help other agents insert into their business too. So here's the deal. So step number 2, you need to decide on your niche. And I know everybody talks about niche down, niche down. It is true, okay? And that does not mean that you're stuck into one niche that you pick, but you really have to know what that audience is, so you can target your content to that audience. And then also you can put other kinds of content out as well. So if you see what I do on social, I do a lot of out of the box thinking. So people, when they get on social, they're like, oh yeah, I tell people how to buy a house and things like that. But really, there's so much to it. Like, you can tell people how to get sugar ants off their counter. What's the best plants to put into their house to help them keep insects out of their house? How do you find the best homeowners insurance company, right? What does it mean if you buy a new construction house and now your property taxes went up? What does that mean? Right? So there's so many things to teach people that are not just your typical, this is how you buy a house, these are the 4 steps, get pre-approved, blah, blah, blah. That's boring. If you're only surface level with your content, you're not going to be able to get anywhere. You really have to get deeper and show that you have layers of education to yourself, because everybody's doing that. Everybody's saying, hey, how do you buy and sell a house? The surface level way. So I want you to ask yourself these 3 questions when you're trying to niche down. So number 1, what type of real estate interests you? For me, I love new construction. It's like my thing, right? But for some people, they love helping investors buy homes. They love helping empty nesters buy their next home. They love luxury. So whatever that is, you need to know what type of real estate interests you. And then, what does your ideal client look like? Are they a new doctor, right? That needs a doctor loan, that doesn't have any money down? Are they a first-time home buyer that may have credit issues, that needs some help trying to find something that they can work with that has low down payment? Are they a professional athlete? right? There are so many things that you have to think of when your client, when you're thinking about your ideal client, because you want to be able to market to them effectively. You cannot show $200,000 on your $200,000 houses on your profile and expect to get a luxury buyer, right? Because the reason is there's a different type of marketing for a luxury buyer. And if a luxury buyer sees that you're only marketing lower end homes, they believe that you do not have the audience or the knowledge to market a luxury property. So you really have to think about who you're trying to serve when you're putting content out there. The next thing, what problem can you solve for your client? So a couple of examples is, is your ideal client a first-time home buyer who needs down payment assistance? Is it a luxury client who wants the lifestyle? You need to kind of know where those communities are. Is it an empty nester looking for a retirement community or something like that? You have to know exactly what your target audience is looking for. And it doesn't mean you have to be a master of everything, right? But you have to be a master in something. And then you can also, help clients everywhere else too. Now, I want you to test the market after this, because you don't have to stick with this. Imagine if you start putting out content and then you're like, you know what, I don't like this anymore, or I'm not getting a lot of traction. So you have to make a couple of shifts. So this is a good starting point for you. And then you'll kind of go on after that. Next thing, step number 3, I want you to choose your platform. So just a quick question, which platform do you think you should focus on when you're on social? And for me, the first one is, and I've made a couple of shifts here, but the first one is my TikTok. The second one is Instagram. The third one is Facebook. And the fourth one is YouTube. So which one do you think? Okay, Marguerite, Instagram. Good one. Good one. Insta, Facebook. Okay, YouTube Shorts. I like that too. TikTok. Yes. YouTube. Okay, so if you said all 4, which nobody did, all 4 is right, okay? Because you'll realize that your client is everywhere, but you don't know where they are. So you don't want to miss an opportunity. And if you can take the same one piece of content and multi-purpose it across all platforms, you can do that very quickly. And now you're able to then make sure that you have visibility and have omnipresence is what we're looking for. Omnipresence means that you are seen everywhere. When people start finding my content, they realize that I pop up every second, everywhere they look. Like they go from Instagram to TikTok to Facebook, YouTube, they always see my content. And that's what you want to happen, because you don't want people to forget who you are or go to another platform and see someone else that may interest them a little bit more. So they want to make sure that they can find you everywhere. Now, another question, which platform do you think you should start creating content on? Or what's the number one platform to start creating content on? Anybody have an idea? YouTube. I like YouTube. I do. Instagram. I like Instagram too. I like them all. I like them. Facebook, all. Yeah, exactly. So from my experience, and I've been doing this for about 3 years now, TikTok is the platform that you need to start on. So I know a lot of you put sad faces in the chat saying, maybe you don't have a TikTok, I'm not sure. But if you don't, you're really missing out on business, because I've helped clients of all ages on this platform from as early as their 20s all the way up to 70 was my oldest client that found me on TikTok that we closed the deal on. So you'll realize that TikTok is a great way to get your content out there very quickly and get people to see you very quickly if you're your authentic self, but you have to put your authentic self forward. And the trends start here. So what I found is that if you go to Instagram and find a trend, then you try to post it to TikTok, it's about 2 to 4 weeks behind what's trending on TikTok. So then it's kind of old, right? And it doesn't do as well on TikTok. So I always tell my students, start on TikTok first, then take that content and repurpose it on all the other platforms at the same time. So now you have visibility everywhere and you're going to start getting those clients. The other thing I like about TikTok is I use it as a way to grow my other platforms very quickly. So if I see a video going viral on my TikTok, more than 10,000 subs or followers or views, then I will put another video out right after that that says, hey guys, I saw a lot of people watch that video that I just put out around whatever the topic. If you go over to Instagram, I have a more detailed video talking about everything, right? So now I've migrated them over there. Or I say, hey guys, A lot of people ask me a ton of questions about X on the last video. I did a whole YouTube video explaining the whole thing. So go check it out and let me know over there if you have any questions, right? So I want you to kind of think about how you can utilize this to your advantage. Alicia, how did they connect with you via TikTok? Do you use a Calendly link? So good question. I'm going to get to that about how people can connect with you. I'll get to that in a second. All right, so next thing is optimize your profile. So first things first is your profile photo. Okay, so this should be an actual photo of you. These two pictures here are two of my students that came into my program. It should be an actual photo of you, and they did a good job of that. It should show your personality. It should not be a logo photo or photo of your dog or one of those boring real estate photos, which I hate. Okay, it should be something fun and just that shows your personality, because at the end of the day, we all know real estate is about building relationships. Okay, if you are not building relationships with your personality, your authenticity, and your photo, you're probably not going to do as well. And building relationships means that you show up as your authentic self and you're having fun, and this is fun to you, right? And whatever you do, usually in your real estate life locally, you should also be presenting that on social. So if you're a fun, bubbly person, do that. If you're a straightforward, cut to the chase person, that also works really well on social media, but you have to present that like that, right? But you don't want to show yourself as something that you're not, because as soon as a person finds you and they want to work with you and then they meet you and you're not what they thought on social media, they're like, no. And then it's a brand killer, right? So you want to make sure that you put your authentic self forward. Don't spend a lot of time trying to make over yourself or do extra things like that's not the person that you are, because it's going to hurt your brand in the long run. Next thing, your profile bio. This should answer 3 questions. Somebody said they've seen Betty. I know Betty's amazing. She's actually locally here too. So she is amazing. And since she finished my program, she's been doing she was top 5 in her, and she's on one of the biggest teams in EXP, which is the FIG team. And she was top 5 for 2 quarters in a row after she finished my program. So amazing, amazing, amazing. And she's amazing. So these are 2 other students that came through my program, and they really took what I gave them and helped them craft their bio on social, because this is a big deal. So it should answer 3 questions. Well, actually 4. So first one is, what's your location, right? The next one is, what's your specialty? Then who is your target client? And then how do you help your client, or what is your slogan? And please use emojis because they draw attention to your bio. You want people, when they find a video of you, to want to go to your profile and then see everything that you have to offer or what you're doing to help people and want to engage with you. So for instance, this is Sean. He's an expert Pennsylvania realtor. He's a master negotiator and a top investor strategist. Investing is his thing, right? So he's a real estate educator, a first-time home buyer expert, and I helped him with his slogan, which is the real estate mayor, which worked perfectly because his last name is Mayor, right? And it just was perfect. So helped him build his brand around that, and now that's how he calls himself, and he's starting to grow his brand too. All right, so let's keep going. So link in bio was the big question that was just asked. So I use Beacon, that's my link in bio of choice, because I found that Linktree and others, as soon as a client clicks on that, it tells them something like, are you sure you want to go here? This is probably a spam site. And as soon as they get that, it automatically builds a sense of distrust with your business. So that's why I've moved to Beacon, and that's the one that I use. So this link is to Beacon. If you want to use it, you can get $20 off because you use my link. So I recommend, if you don't have anything right now, go ahead and use that. But this is kind of how it looks, and it helps you give a direct call to action to people. Listen, when you're on social media, it's different than building a relationship in person. They're just seeing your content. They didn't have a chance to talk with you or ask you a question or ask you more feedback. Well, they put it in the comment section, but it's not right away, right? So you want to be able to tell them right away how to get to whatever you're talking about in the video. So if it's talking about applying for a home loan, hey, click the first link in my bio. If you're telling them about how to get a free ADT system, hey, click the second link in my bio, and so on and so forth, so that it's clear inside of your caption when you're talking to people. All right. So next thing is finding content ideas. So this is one of the hardest things. I feel like a lot of realtors that come into my program, they're like, oh, Demeeka, this sucks. First of all, I give them like 6 months of content ideas. So that's the easy part for me because I know what works. The other thing is you can do this also yourself. So first thing I want you to do is join home buyer groups that are in your local area. As a matter of fact, it could be anywhere. Just join home buyer groups and search for the questions that are being asked. And what I want you to do with that information is use that as ammunition to help you create content, because people are going to ask the questions that they are most interested in knowing about, and I can help you create valuable content too. The other thing is I want you on your personal Facebook, and I don't use Facebook as my main source of lead generation, but I still feel like it works for your personal sphere of influence. So I want you to ask your personal Facebook, what do you wish you knew when you bought your first home? And you'll see people come out of the woodwork that never comment on anything or haven't commented on your Facebook in forever. They'll be telling you all kinds of things, which again, you can use that as content for your social media. I think someone may be off mute. So I don't know if you want to check that or everybody wants to mute. I hear a little bit of something in the background. All right. So next thing is I want you to find 3 of your favorite creators. And if one of them is me, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I want you to take inspiration from whoever it is that you find. And I want you to look at their content and see what's working and see what's not working. And remember, just because something didn't do as well on their profile doesn't mean that it won't do well for you. So I really want you to think about this as how can you use what they're doing and take inspiration and flip it for your own social media content. I never get offended by that. I tell all my students, hey, take inspiration from me. I've been doing this for a long time. So just see what I'm doing and do some of that similar thing yourself, but kind of spin it because again, at the end of the day, people are not looking for a second me. They know me already, and they will know, and they will go under your video and say, hey, you copied Demeeka. So don't do that, but you can take my content or what I said and put it maybe to a different sound, put a different spin on it. And that's how you're going to put your own flair on it and make it yours. The next thing I want you to do is check the comments on the viral videos of the 3 realtors that you admire. Because what happens, especially for a person like me, I cannot respond back to everybody. I cannot. So you need to check those comments and use that as questions and ideas for your own content too. Super easy way to do that. The next thing is I want you to use Answer the Public. This is one of my favorites because it's a super easy way to figure out what's being asked across the internet today. Okay. So for this particular search, and it is free, I put in down payment assistance, right? And it populated all the most popular questions that are being asked on the internet right now about that. So obvious questions here. Who qualifies for down payment assistance in California? Wow, that's one of them, right? Who can get down payment assistance? What down payment assistance do I qualify for? When do I apply for down payment assistance? So there are so many things that people are asking that you can take any topic and make 5 million real estate contents out of it. And not only that, I mean, we have AI now, right? I have to have a AI kit that I put into my coaching platform too as well. And it's an easy way for you to really start generating content ideas, generating social media posts super easy without having to think a lot into it. And not only that, it helps you educate yourself. Remember, it cannot be surface level. And you have to take your time and educate yourself internally as well. Because when these clients reach out to you, they're going to ask you some hard questions and you're going to have to respond. And I have to be honest that when I first started this and I got my first call from social, I had not closed any deals in real estate. I had just got my real estate license. So I did not really have any expertise. So I'm literally on the phone Googling like, oh my God, what they say. It's like, yeah, hold on one second. Oh yeah, you have that question, right? But you have to kind of wing it. I know a lot of you have been in the real estate game for a while. So you have some knowledge and expertise, but I'm sure there are some programs and things that you may not know. So definitely try to do some research on your own before you put the content out there, but it doesn't take a lot. And the more repetitions you get with this stuff, the more it just comes to you. Initially, I couldn't answer anything, but now I can fire off any question that you have about anything real estate related, loan related. I can answer any question just because of that. All right. So next thing is finding trending sounds. This is another thing that's so key and important because you want to make sure you're following the trends on social. So I want you to start with TikTok, like I said previously. I want you to do organic research. So for me, I'm in my bed scrolling at night, just seeing what I see multiple videos of. And I'm like, okay, so I see that. So let me see how I can flip that into a real estate type of video. And I will do it. I mean, some of them are like, I do a little teensy bit of dancing on social, really not a lot. Literally, I cannot dance at all. So I do a little here and there, just, and it's usually like just pointing. I just do this right here, and it does very well. People like to see me having fun. They like to see you having a good time. And I'm just having fun with it, is really what I'm doing at the end of the day. I want you to search for trending sounds that have under 10,000 videos created for them already, because the more videos that are already created, the harder it is for you to get within those first 3 scrolls when people are looking at that trending sound. So here's what happens. People find the trending sound and they like it. So then they want to go see all the videos that everybody did on that trending sound. If you're not in the first 3 to 4 scrolls, they're not even going to see your content. Right? So I want you to make sure that you are using the right trending sounds to help you grow too. All right, next thing, start posting content. So first of all, before we can go on, is everybody learning something from this? Are you good? Are you getting something out of this? We feeling good?
I'm
We feeling,
learning
we
a ton.
awake?
I'm
Are
wide
we
awake
awake?
and haven't even been able
Okay.
to. Yeah, I'm learning a ton. And I'm
Okay.
old, so
Okay,
there you
good.
go.
Good. All right. That sounds good. So, okay, good, Mitzi, good, Miguel, good. All right. So, posting content. So, first of all, you do not need a hair and makeup team, fancy equipment, editing skills. You don't need any of this stuff. Literally, you can just get up and do your content and just have fun with it. I want you to really be your organic, authentic self. I use TikTok for all of my social media content, and I edit inside of TikTok as well. There are a couple of other editing apps I use, but really, I use TikTok for everything and have been doing that for the last 3 years. And that's all you need. There's a ton of filters. So if you're not feeling beautiful today, put a filter on and just let it do what it does, right? So what I'll tell you is that all you need is your phone, natural light, and the TikTok app. And when I say natural light, I mean like face a window, go outside. I do not like ring lights at all. I feel like they give an unnatural authenticity, and I just don't like the way it looks. And every video you see of mine, when you look at me on social, it's all because I'm facing a window, and that's where the natural light is coming from. Now, if you're feeling fancy, I do have some equipment that I do use now for some of my content. So you can scan this QR code if you want to check out those things. The main thing I like the most is when you're going to tour houses or wanting to show a house on social, there is a microphone that you can plug into your iPhone. Well, it's an iPhone one, but there are also Android ones that allow you to, no matter where you are, so say for instance, you have someone else recording for you and you want to still talk into the camera, but you're kind of over here somewhere. If you have this microphone in and attached to your shirt, it will still sound like you are crystal clear, like you are right there in the phone. And again, all of that is about being able to give that aesthetically pleasing thing that people are looking for on social. So if it's all kind of muffled and it doesn't sound good, people automatically scroll because it doesn't tickle their fancy, right? So I want you to make sure you're using some things that can help you with that. Ron and Cindy, do those mics filter out wind? Yeah, I would say it's pretty good. That mic that I have on there, it does have kind of like a filter thing over it to help with that. I would say if it's super windy though, probably not if you're recording outside. But inside, definitely fine. But there are options for that. Like you can get a Rode mic that will help you with that has the furry, we call it a mouse on it. That'll help you kind of filter out a lot more of that wind. But wind in general is just hard, right? But yeah, it'll definitely help you with that. And it's super cheap. It's like $30, probably even cheaper than that. So it's worth a try. And if you don't like it, of course you just send it back or whatever you decide to do. Yes, and Alicia, bonus tip, don't post something across platforms with a watermark from another platform. Yes, that's a great tip. And I teach my students how to do that in a specific way because you want to make sure that the SEO from TikTok, for instance, doesn't go into the background and be posted on Instagram. As soon as Instagram sees a TikTok SEO video, even if you've used one of those apps to tick off the watermark, the SEO is still in the background of that video. So when you put it on Instagram and Instagram sees it, they're like, nope, I'm not pushing that content. And you'll realize you don't get a lot of views on it. So there is a specific way to do that to help you kind of not have that SEO issue in the background. All right, next thing, don't overthink this. Please, if you have to record more than 3 times, I want you to like woosah, go have a snack, go get some coffee, and then come back, because the more you do this, the more your content looks like a commercial. And the more it looks like a commercial, the more people don't want to see it because it's boring. Okay. People are not on social to see commercials. I don't know about you, but I get so sick and tired of seeing ads all the time. Right. I just want to see people having fun. I want to get some education out of it. And I just want to get right to it. Right. So this is how you're going to be able to come across authentically. So if you've done it 1 or 2 times, you're probably good, and just let it go. And then remember, we are our own worst critics. So you're going to look at your content, you're going to hate it. You're going to hate how you sound. You're going to hate how you look. You're going to find something that's not good about what you did. But the rest of the world is going to see it, and they're going to like, you know what? I think that this person is being their authentic self, and I love it. Right. So remember, at the end of the day, you don't get a second chance in person. When you meet a person for a listing presentation, a buyer presentation, you don't get a second chance. So think of that aspect when you're going on social media as well, when you're creating content. You don't get do-overs. You have to be raw and real. And at the end of the day, you are the expert, right? Even if you make a mistake, you are the expert. And most people will not even realize that you made a mistake, okay? Just continue on and be your authentic self. And don't get too complex. Remember, basic information works. If you are telling people what earnest money is, trust me, there are people that don't know what earnest money is. Okay. So it's okay to keep the information basic and straight to the point so that people can, gather as much information as they can as quickly as they can. The other thing is I want you to make content that you enjoy and put yourself in your audience's shoes. So if you look at your content and you wouldn't even watch your own content, I need you to rethink your strategy, right? If you're looking at your content like, man, this is boring, and then you'd rather watch another realtor on social, I need you to take inspiration from that other realtor, bring your personality out more, and start to create better content that's going to get better engagement. And at the end of the day, again, you are the expert. Remember that. You are the expert. So here's the nitty gritty of content, components of each video. So this is one of my videos that I posted. Remember, you have less than 3 seconds to capture your audience's attention. Less than 3 seconds. I mean, literally 3 seconds is over already. Okay. So if you're on your content, you're saying, hey guys, I'm Demeeka and I'm a realtor in Central Florida. You've already lost people's attention and you might as well just forget that video. Right. So I want you to get straight down to the point. So it's like, for instance, if you are looking for a way to buy a home with 0 down and 0 closing costs, I have an option for you. Boom. And now you can get into your content, but you have to hook them in first. Hook them in so that they can pay attention to what you're saying. And I want you to call out your audience's pain. If you know that first-time home buyer needs to know something that's going to help them with credit and down payment assistance, hey, that's what you need to call out.
Ew, no. Ew. What do you do?
All right.
Sorry about
So
that.
that's okay. So in the example, you'll see the first thing you see there is down payment options by credit score. So anyone that's watching this video, they'll be like, okay, that's me that she's talking to because I want down payment options by credit score because I may not have a good credit score, whatever the case may be. And you always should have a call to action. And what I mean by that is inside of the caption, which you'll see down here at the bottom, it should always say, like, click the first link in my bio to get started. Or for me, don't forget my lender can help you in all 50 states. Click the first link in my bio to get started. Whatever your topic is, you need to have it in the caption what the audience needs to do about it. It doesn't matter. So even if it's like you want to help more NACA clients, put the NACA website inside of your link in bio. And that could be your first link. If your videos are all about NACA, shoot, make it your link in bio. And make it the workshop website where they have to sign up for the workshop, which is a 4-hour workshop on Saturdays, right? So that way they can go straight to your bio, go ahead and click that link. And now they remember who you are. They've got your name. They can say you're their realtor and they're going to go through the process. Does NACA take a long time? Yeah, about 6 months. But imagine if you have all these buyers lined up that want to go through that process, NACA loans are just like cash deals because they've gone through this whole rigorous process. So if they're approved, right? So that's what you have to pitch to sellers agents when you're going through the process. But you would know this if you would just attend the realtor workshop for NACA. But there's so many ways to help people in ways that you probably aren't thinking of. So the next thing is, I want you to always do these 4 things. So this video is the silliest video ever, right? And it's just about 4 websites to find government seized property. And this video at the time that I posted the screenshot had 3.7 million views on it. I mean, what? It's like, but you would never think about this as something that's technically real estate related, but it is, right? Because what if you have an investor that sees this video and they're like, wow, I want to start investing. This is great. So now I want to have a realtor help me, right? You show up as the expert and people will see you as that. And when I tell you in 6 months, I had 300,000 followers on TikTok, 6 months. And I did not know what I was doing, guys. I did not know what I was doing. I had not closed one real estate transaction, but because of the way I presented myself, people believe that I have been doing real estate for 20 years. And that's what it's about. It's about really showing that you have the expertise and being able to present yourself in such a way that you can be seen as the go-to expert, period. The next thing, always give value when you're posting. Always give value. And I know you get tempted by these other trends and things like that, but try to spin it into a real estate way. And I know people say use the 80-20 rule, 80% personal, 20% real estate. I have never posted a personal thing on my social. Nothing personal, no kids, nothing. I've always been real estate related and I've still been able to be very successful. So I don't really truly believe in that 80-20 rule, but again, it's up to you how you want to run your business. The other thing, post 3 to 5 times a day. And I know this feels stressful, right? We're like 3 to 5 times a day. I'm barely doing 3 to 5 times a week, okay? But if you do this the right way, the algorithm will get to know you. They'll know who your target audience is, and they will always push that content out. Because how TikTok works is it will first push your content out to 100 people, 200 people. And if those people watch that content, then they push it out to 1,000 people and so on and so forth. So it keeps going until people stop watching it. So that's how things get viral. So you want to make sure they watch the video at least 75% of the way through, and TikTok will continue to push. The more likes, shares, and comments, of course, that's going to help you get pushed as well. And I want you to engage your audience. So if people ask questions, don't be afraid to reply with a video, right? Or reply with a comment. I love video replies better. But, make sure that you're showing that you're engaged, like all the comments that come through. That way people understand that you are a real life person that is willing and able to help people. And then I want you to explore different types of content like duetting, stitching, talking, trending sound, and dancing. Like just have fun with it. If you hate this, it's going to show through on screen. I want you to just have fun with it, be yourself, and show up like you would going to a party with your friends or your sisters or just people in general, and how you would talk to your mom or your sister if they had questions about real estate. How would you talk to them? And I want you to think about this as my mom or my sister may see this. Let me talk to them, and just think of it in that way. Or my husband may see it, my kids may see it. Let me talk to them. And that's how you'll get through some of that anxiety on social. Next thing, I want you to know, and I've said this a million times, you do not need to be well known. You don't need to be a seasoned realtor. If you are, that's even greater, right? But I want you to really think about this from the perspective of it's going to be a shift in the way you are marketing today. You don't need to have a ton of reviews. You don't need to be tech savvy, and you don't need a lot of time. I probably use about an hour a day, 30 minutes to an hour a day to post content, and then probably a little bit more time just trying to comment back or see what trends are trending and things like that. But imagine if you could replace what you're doing today with, a couple of hours a day on social, and then having people booking to your calendar. And, that's what I would say. And I know someone asked me about Calendly. That's how I tell my students to start, but I also give my students access to my proprietary nationwide referral network that I've built with a specific lender that helps us manage our clients across all 50 states. They do all the triage. So I don't even speak to a client until they're pre-approved at all. So they handle and manage all of that for me. And every student that I have in the program, I allow them to become a part of that, and they get their own link in bio. And then they have access to the CRM in the back end to see which clients applied and what process they're in and everything. They get to see everything. So next thing, now that you've got the basics, and we're going to wrap this up because I'm pretty much done here. So now that you've got the basics, I want to ask you a question and put it in the chat. How confident are you that this is what you need in your business? How confident are you? You want to get on social, you want to do the social thing. I remember, like, brick and mortar is really going away. Everything's going to a digital age. You know, I mean, we're all in EXP, so we know everything is becoming digital, right? So why not be on social? So I see 100, extremely, extremely. I love that. So I'm at the end of the presentation. So if you want to connect with me and maybe even learn more about my coaching, you can go to demeekacobb.com. Make sure you follow me on social if you aren't already. I am Demeeka Cobb on Instagram and TikTok. And that's pretty much it. Guys, I hope this was helpful for you. And
this was amazing. Thank you so much. And you know what I love is that, you know, there's that famous saying, when's the best time to plant a tree? 30 years ago. When's the second best time today? And I've been following Mike Sherrard too, who just 2 years ago, you know, had nobody, and now he has like 1,700 agents at EXP. But what I'm most impressed with you about is that, like, you hadn't even sold any houses yet. And you know, and I think people get so caught up in, well, I don't want to look stupid, I don't have the experience, people will think I don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm just super impressed. Like, it just blows me away that you have been able to do what you've done in the last, I mean, like I said, I'm one of those agents. I've been around for 30 years. And so it makes me like, oh my God, I feel like, you know, just because I've been around a long time doesn't mean I know diddly squat. So I'm always learning, and I'm super grateful for your time and attention today. I'm going to try and take a picture here real quick so I can post it on social media. But does anyone else have any questions or thoughts or ideas? Anything you want to say? I see some things in the chat here. Yes, they loved every minute. Awesome. So anyone have any questions for her? We've got her for a couple more minutes.
I have so many, I don't know where to start, but
go ahead, Julie.
I want to start with like TikTok. And I know you mentioned you have the nationwide referral, because I'm assuming, you know, with TikTok now you're getting people from all over the country. Whereas because of the huge viewership and how quickly you gain followers, now you're kind of tasked with, okay, now I've got somebody in Minnesota, what am I going to do? Right? Because it's not just local attention. So that's what kind of makes my head spin a little bit. Because now you've got that nationwide thing set up, and I love that, but there's all the things that come with that too, which is great. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just, there's a lot to set up here, I feel like. So tell me about that.
So there's, oh my goodness, systems are insane, right? So you have to have the right systems in place to make this work for you. And I think that's why I've partnered with like one of the top 3 lenders in the country that can help me across all states. And basically there's a whole process in place. So I've had them handling kind of all the triage for every agent that brings in leads through that system. And then they handle all the pre-approval. Once they're pre-approved, they send out a referral letter. It's like automatic that says, hey, this person is pre-approved. This is the agent that is going to be your referring agent. They've already agreed to 30%. So anyone that comes in, they've already been to talk to. They're
finding the agent for you, the local agent for you.
So
the lender.
So they do that.
Okay.
And then every student that's in my program is a referral agent in that network too. So once a student comes in, the only way I would have someone that's outside of my student network is because I don't have a student in that area.
Okay, would you go to the EXP referral network then at that point, or would you just let the lender select the agent?
Yeah, so I usually let the lender select because they've worked with agents.
Okay.
And when I first started this, what I found was that when I kept using the EXP referral network, I got a lot of negative feedback And a lot of EXP agents, for some reason, didn't understand my business structure. So they didn't want to pay the referral fee, or they didn't feel like I was owed that. And I actually got banned from a couple of groups because I was
Oh,
posting too
no.
many referrals every day. Yeah, on Workplace.
Go
So
figure.
I
Well, it
kinda
is
had to
smart
move-
though,
I
you know,
kinda
but
had
the
to shift.
lenders already vetted them, right? Because sometimes you don't know, you
Yeah,
find one
exactly.
on Workplace, but you don't know sincerely. So, okay,
Exactly.
I love it. Okay, thank you so much.
Exactly. You're welcome.
Do you focus in the
Demeeka.
markets of the United States only?
In the United States only, no. So I've gotten clients that are international as well. I haven't been able to build out a true referral network for that yet, because that's a whole different ballgame. I mean, even the lenders that I work with can't do international. So that's kind of one of my next steps, is kind of going global with this, because for now, it's just like if someone reach out to me internationally, I kind of have to refer them out kind of separately from my regular process. But
I was
don't
speaking
forget, I also get sellers from social too, right? So as soon as I put out a post that's seller related, I get sellers coming right into my inbox from all across the country. So then I get an agent, get them all connected, and now I'm still getting 30% referral fee on all that.
Girl, you need to be using that to be bringing people onto EXP.
I know. So, and that's my next step, right? So you asked about the global thing. So that's my next step. I haven't really focused on agent attraction at all. Like
You need to.
zero, right? Zero. But I know that once I do, it's going to be a game changer. I just haven't focused on it, right? But I know that it would be a game changer as soon as I start doing it. for
Yeah,
sure.
Mike Sherrard now has 1,700 agents under him at EXP, making, I think, over $1 million a month. Not
That's
enough it's a
nice.
month, but he's making $1 million a year.
That's
I-
nice. That's my
that's-
next step. So
that's
Veron-
legacy
I don't know if you
money.
know Veronica.
Yeah, that's legacy money for
Yeah,
your kids. Oh yeah, I know
exactly.
Veronica Figueroa. She's rocks.
Yeah, everybody
Is
knows
she-
Veronica. Yeah, so she's one of my really good friends, and I'm about to start working with her to kind of start working through that whole piece of that, because that's just not my area of expertise, and that's okay, right? Like,
Well,
I
you
know
weren't
I had
even
the
selling
like,
houses You weren't
Right,
even selling
right.
houses 3 years ago.
Right. And I have so many agents that follow me on social that I know it would just be like, boop, so easy to do. I just have to just process my mind. Like, I don't know why I can't get my mind around.
Oh yeah, they'll help you.
All right, Andrew's got a question. She's been trying
yeah.
for the last like 3 times. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I
sorry.
do.
Andrea.
Thanks.
Go,
Hi.
Andrea.
Sorry.
Hey.
Hi.
I have a question regarding TikTok. So I had an account and then I got rid of the app. So I have videos on Instagram. Does it make sense to like upload those to TikTok, or just start fresh with new videos on TikTok?
Yeah. Yeah, so I wouldn't say there's no problem with going ahead and doing that now, just so that you can get yourself started up. But going forward, once you do that, go ahead and start creating on TikTok, and then migrating to the other platforms with the
Yeah,
content,
kinda
just to keep
reverse it.
your trends going.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I can dump
reverse
them
it.
all, like dump them in TikTok and
I
then just
absolutely agree with that.
TikTok. Okay.
Yeah, and maybe do it just like, I don't know how many you have, but maybe like 3 to 5 a day. So
Okay.
don't just dump them all in one day, maybe 3 to 5 day, give it a little cadence. And maybe look, because this is your chance to kind of test the market too, right? Because you want to see what times of day people are actually paying attention, right? And for each person, it's different. So it's not a one size fits all on social. So post it a couple of times, different times a day, and see what's working better than others, and then kind of take it from there.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Mark, did you have
welcome.
a question?
I did. How do you create content in less than an hour a day?
I think just doing it for a long time, right? And I do a lot of batching too. So it's kind of like a whole process that I go through. I don't do a lot of editing. So if you look at my content, you'll kind of see like, wow, she just like straight off the cuff, just doing it. But I do a lot of batching. So if I find a trend that I like, I'll probably shoot 4 or 5 of that same video. So now I have it in my drafts, and I probably have 600 drafts right now that I could post at any time, so that I can really free up more of my time, right? But some things, when trends are catching, you kind of have to shoot that day and post that day. But it's more about batching, and also just being in tune with what's going on in the world, and trying to give that stuff that maybe quick information. I do a lot of duetting too. And what I mean by that is I'm right next to some other creator that did something. And when I post those to Instagram, those always go viral, like 100,000, 200,000. So if you're not doing duets right now, I definitely recommend it. And don't be afraid to share someone else's content that may be another realtor or something like that. That's okay. I never worry about another person's success, another person gaining success from me following. Because for me, it's kind of like I want to be able to show what's important to people, what's important news. And I don't worry about anyone else, taking my business or whatever. Because at the end of the day, if a person doesn't want to work with me, or if I don't feel like I'm a good fit, that's okay for them to go somewhere else. Okay. But do some creative content that can help you free up some more time, like duetting.
Do you use any posting software to like? Do you post three to five times each day? You doing it manually?
I do it manually. Yes. I have not found a software yet that helps me kind of post to all platforms that does eliminate all the SEO issues. I'm very particular about that. So I do screen recording on TikTok and then post to the other platforms. And that's just really the best way right now. And it's worked 100% for me. And that's how I kind of do my business and have done my business.
And you
Thank you.
guys, let me just add to that. You have time. This gal has got
have
4
time.
kids, running a business, doing lots of other things. And, when it's a priority to you, and I'm sorry if this comes across harsh at all, when it's a priority to you, you will make it happen. I mean, you might have to get up 30 minutes earlier in the morning, or stay up an extra 30 minutes, or get off of Facebook for, the scrolling that you're doing, or with so many of us, we just did a whole class on this and how much time is spent busyness as opposed to doing business. So
Business.
you can make it a priority. It's just like working out. You can either make it a priority to take care of your health or not, right? It's more expensive to not. So doing this I'm just as guilty of not making it happen. I have a million excuses why I haven't, mostly because I didn't have my makeup on, or because I feel old, or, stupid stuff, right?
Hey, it's TikTok. Do you record a video and then upload it to TikTok, or is it live?
I usually do it right in the moment. I don't record outside of the app, because the problem is that TikTok is a search engine. So if you record outside of the app and you put that video in there, 9 times out of 10, it cannot hear the words in order to give you captions or to index your video, right? So you have to create inside of the app to help with that. And then if you're creating and moving to like Instagram, for instance, and you take that video and you migrate it over, you at least need to take the title of that video and cover that title from TikTok with an Instagram words, so that Instagram can also SEO. Because if you don't use any words in your video from that native platform, then those platforms can't understand or read or hear what you said. It doesn't work that way.
Okay, so if I'm understanding you correctly, in TikTok, and then does this also apply to Instagram? Like, you have to record within the app, not record a video and then upload it?
So not necessarily within each app individually, but I say start with TikTok, get the captions in there so that it can understand everything that you said. And then once you screen record and move it to the other platform, you really need to at least take the title or a couple of the words and create it again so that TikTok can hear, or Instagram can hear those key words. And you can create the words and push it off the screen so it's not seen, but it needs to be there so Instagram can understand what type of video it is so it can push it. I know it's complex. There's so much to this. Okay. And that's why I feel like, being able to get in and get just a little bit of coaching is going to really help too.
Yeah, for sure. And then on TikTok as well, you're saying screenshot it, don't download it?
It's called screen recording.
Right.
So yeah, and there's like a whole process to that too.
Okay, I know how to do that.
How you can, screen record and blah blah blah, and make sure it looks right, and just it's not as difficult. It's just more about the technique of how to do it, and then how to post it effectively to make sure that each platform can understand what you posted.
Well, cool. Well, we are at the top of the hour, so I don't know if anyone had any last minute questions, but if you do, please feel free to reach out to Demeeka. Her website is there in the chat, and be sure to follow her on social media because she's fire on social media. So thank you so much for your time today.
Yes,
it was
thank
such
you.
an honor, and I hope that I just told the influencers group they need to have you speak at EXPCon if they don't already have you on the agenda. So
100%. I hope to see you.
Yes,
at,
yes.
EXPCon for sure.
Yeah.
We'll see you on the stage.
Yes. It's been floating around, so I'm pretty sure I'll get on the stage and talk.
Oh yeah,
and
we're
stuff
gonna
like
make
that.
sure
I did
you're
speak
on
at
stage.
shareholders too. I don't know if you guys saw that.
I didn't make it to shareholders, so
I
yeah.
was there, but I'm
okay.
sorry. I was there, but I must have missed you, Demeeka. I wish I had known.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't know
Yeah,
where you're supposed to be
that's okay.
all the time.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
thank
yeah.
you again.
All right, you
I
guys.
super appreciate your time, energy. Go enjoy those babies of yours. They grow up fast.
Yes, yes.
All right.
All right. I want to see you
Bye,
guys on social.
everybody.
All right. Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.